What's up, family? It's your boy Asa Spade, and we are back again for another amazing review. On this particular review, we got my man Jeff St. James coming back again with another controversial topic, talking about how AI is coming and women will be humble. Well, again, we're going to ruffle some feathers up on this particular topic, so I'm looking forward to it. Hey, yo, I hope you got your cups ready to vibe this one right on up. Yo, it's your boy Asa Spade, using vibes.
Using vibes, yeah, it's your scene. Groovy nice with that soulful sheen. Music to talk, the stories we weave. Come chill with me is what you want. Yeah, it's your scene. Groovy nice with that soulful sheen. Music to talk, the stories we weave. Come chill with me is what you believe. Keys on low, bass so tight. Golden hours turning into the night.
What do you predict AI is going to do to things, right? This kind of relates to what you ended that way. This
will be easy. And it'll affect both genders in the community at some point. But the first thing it's going to do is humble the women that said they don't need men. When your desk job can be automated, when your comfortable job in the air-conditioned space no longer is needed because the AI can just do it. They have AI right now that's coming out with better, more accurate, and more robust diagnostic results than licensed doctors and clinicians that have worked for 20 years. So some of the jobs that's probably most likely to be replaced first are the ones that don't require manual labor. Who dominates the manual labor jobs? Men. If I lose my job, I can go on a construction site tomorrow. I can start digging holes. I'll do the dirty work. I'll be carrying trash. I have the anatomy be able to kind of adjust and deal with that. A lot of y'all ain't gonna be standing on top of roofs. A lot of y'all not gonna be sitting outside for 8 to 12 hours. So the first thing that's probably gonna happen is a recognition and a reestablishment that perhaps they do need men after all. Then eventually it'll hit the men too. And if and when it hits the men, and you have a huge segment of the population, a huge segment that's now homeless, jobless, the government's now going to have to intervene because they allowed it to get to this point.
Almost kind of like Andrew Yang's. Remember, he used to talk about UBI?
Universal UBI.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the problem with that. When you move closer and closer to a socialist or Marxist utopia, you've effectively given your existence and ability to survive completely into the hands of the state.
Right.
Everything. Well, you can't work. You can't produce your own. What's to invest? Everything you get in terms of food and resources and everything is now from the state. You've now handed over all of your freedom to be able to do, move, act. So when the state says we need rations, and when the state says here's the curfew, and when the state says the power gets shut off at 10 p.m. every night.
And when the state said you can't go buy zebra cakes, as well as they said you can't go buy the Tampico juices anymore, right? We've been noticing that right now as the epidemic is going on for the changes that you're seeing in the EBT cards. Some of the families have been shown on TikTok and Instagram going into some of the stores, getting some of the normal snacks that they will buy their kids and being denied of that. The point that he's making is that when you leverage your life on the state, they have the ability to put you in a clamp. You know, you don't have the money into resources. You don't have the money or the resources to be able to invest into stocks and different things that's going to help grow the bag. And as well as it's penalizing the fact that the man should not be in a household. At the end of the day, regardless of AI or not, I mean, we need each other. I don't think AI has to be the barometer or the ruler to show us that we actually need each other. We need each other now. We need each other then. We had stronger families back in the day. We had a better moral compass that we followed to live our families. I miss Big Mama. I miss Big Papa. Being in the family, giving the words of wisdom and giving us those gems, helping us come together, helping us learn how to love one another and be structured as a family. Maybe these days will come back. Let's continue on.
Okay. So if we don't in real time, as AI is developing, is developing way faster than I realized.
So I had there's a former Google I don't know if he's an executive
Developer or executive,
right,
yeah.
developer, right? And he was talking about it. He said that AI right now that they were developing has an IQ of about 150, which is insane.
That's true.
Right? They said by next year it'll be 1600. So just think about that. The rate, what people don't understand is the scale, the rate of advancement that AI is making to the point where it will be able to develop and build and everything. They already have brick and mortar jobs that are taking over.
I've seen them doing a little bit of construction.
Right. So some of that is coming. That I think, but it's even difficult to predict when it's going to happen because the rate of development is nothing like we've ever witnessed before. You can kind of tell 10 years we'll be doing this, 20 years. You used to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Now you can't do that. It's absurd. It's going
to replace all the women that's on OnlyFans.
That's what I was going to say. It already started.
Yes.
That's already started. Right now. There are I follow one of the AI virtual. Now,
he having a problem spitting it out. I've seen some AI people right now who are fake, and I have seen the ability, even myself, to be able to create AI models. You know what I mean? So these are some of the things that I was telling you about. I have my own AI software company that I have outside of this particular profession. Just me just enjoying myself here. But outside of this here, yeah, I got my own company, and I have built my own softwares and my own apps. And he's right about that. I will say this. One of the things to consider is imagine how the women leverage a lot of relationships based off of the value that they have with their education and their employment level. When that becomes obsolete, the leverage that they have in relationships where we need each other is a point that they're kind of trying to make. If you want to sum it all up into one, is the fact that we need each other, and the fact that society has put us in a position where the man is no longer valued in a home due to low income housing and how they put the man in position where they can't be in a home. So you couldn't get your Section 8, you couldn't get your WIC vouchers, you couldn't get your EBT. The man should not have been in the household, which prevented the families to raise the kids together, and also puts the family, put the dad in opposition where he's no longer in the household providing that extra income. So when you look at it from a standpoint, this is getting kind of dangerous, right? I know a lot of women right now, even men, who are in college right now, going for their college degrees, and they're racking up debt, right? Imagine them getting out of college, right? Getting into a job that they're having the assumption that this profession now is going to come with this kind of salary that's going to allow me to pay back that debt. And then you see AI mosey itself into those positions, and it finds very hard now to get those positions and those salaries that you were looking for. Yeah, we're looking at some pretty crazy times coming up here. Let's continue on though.
Not for let's
Bro, we're gonna have a conversation after this. What's going on?
Because I'm so fascinated with technology, and this is something that I try to bring to the spaces that I'm in. I want to see what the advancement is like. I remember the first couple of videos. I'm like, oh snap, they're getting better. And once in a while, you'll flick through, it'll pop up. You'll be like, oh, that's an AI joint. Yeah. But it's getting more and more and more difficult. Like last year's AI ain't even this year's. Now, if you look at it, that little thing they had with the rock. That thing they had with the rock, that was like, it's looking so primitive. Now, it's very difficult for you to even be able to understand what's the differences now. So I'm like, ugh. And I was saying this on one of the shows, and they were looking at me like I had two heads when I said, hey, women, you're going to be the first. All your cush AC jobs and the sex industry is going to be eliminated very fast.
I don't like the fact, though, that the point is being made that it's for women, that women's going to feel it. Yes, women will feel it. However, even so will men, right? Men who are working at home. There are a lot of men who do IT, tech jobs. They work at home just as well. So it's not just the women. But I get the point that is being made. It's just the fact that there is going to be a need for men in the future, in the near future, and for those women who act like they don't need men, which is the ones that they're talking about, those women will have the reality check. For the women who do need men, they'll have more of a heightened understanding of why they need us even more so, and may even bring us closer together. For those who are bucking the horse right now, I think it might be a challenge, but eventually we're going to even have to come together. Or you're going to find you a woman to start bumping with, but either way it go, somebody going to have to shack up. You get the point. Let's continue on.
Fast, because we might not be able to touch that because we out here, right? We're not doing it. But guess what? The next generation who only orders their food from home, who does not do anything. I'm looking at the stats and just the psychology of some of these these new ones coming up, they don't do anything. Even my kids, they could literally be on their phone all day. They don't have to interact. I have to stop them. I have to cut off video games and different things and try to balance them. My wife does an excellent job of having them interact with other children and different things, right? And just making sure they're touching grass. And, you know what I mean? Literally. So that's important. But this next generation, a good portion of them don't need human interaction like they used to. So that AI stuff is about to be real. And I don't know if there's some companies, I'm not going to give them any plugs right now, but they have some dolls that look real, talk to you when you come home. Well, it's already too advanced.
When these dolls are able to clean, cook, and sexually satisfy these men, that it's going to start with the incels. It's going to start with the men who are involuntary celibates who, for whatever reason, don't have successful women. They'll start with the OnlyFans subscription to the AI, where the AI responds, it talks, it's nice, and then when they get the version where they have a real life version of the AI robot, so to speak, and it does everything they need it to do, the idea of a real life person who gives attitude, who picks, I'm not having sex with you this month. Bro, so that's the starting point. Then you're going to get to, in China.
I was gonna. Oh my God!
Go ahead. I'm not gonna spoil it. Go ahead.
I was gonna say somebody's going to come up with this technology. It's gonna be way overpriced. China's gonna reverse engineer it, steal the IP, and make it for like 5 racks. And then you're going to be able to absolutely mass produce it and finance it.
I ain't getting down with Temu. I mean, like, I don't give a damn what you say. You know what I mean? I don't care how pretty the robot look. I'm not getting down with Temu. You feel me? It's just not feeling that. I'm not feeling that, not one bit. I love women. I feel like the women are from Venus, men are from Mars. We are totally two different opposites. I dig that. You know what I mean? I dig that. I don't like my women being like me. I like them thinking the way they think. I like them being nurturing and polite and soft and sensual. I enjoy that. And I'm sure the opposite for the masculine and somewhat aggressive at times when needed to be. Protection, security, the whole nine. I really feel like I don't subscribe to the bots, man. I ain't with the Temu. Now, if y'all with the Temu and you want to get I see some of the women with the little rabbits or whatever they call them, little red or little flower things, little rose thing. I didn't see some of y'all that electrocute yourselves into oblivious. But I tell you one thing though, I can't do the Temu giving me the thunder bop. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. That's just not. I don't feel that. So I don't give a damn what future we in. I'm gonna still keep some of the old school with me because that's how Unc roll. Let's keep it going.
All on some where they could finance it and they could pay like $50 a month or even if it's $100, whatever it is, they're gonna go ahead and do it. Asia's already experiencing some of these issues. They pride themselves on being a populous country.
Yeah.
I think that their numbers are absolutely inflated just because it doesn't make sense. They have many problems, social issues. North Korea is going crazy right now. They have banned every form of contraception possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries. Asia's actually a good way to kind of see
what's coming.
Yes, the trends.
And the crazy part is because they're more advanced than us technologically, and then factoring in this concept of leftover women in certain Asian countries.
Oh yeah, after 25, they have a word for them, right?
They call them leftover women. The women that keep saying they don't need a man, it's not a priority, that's your choice. But that may soon no longer be your choice in the next 10 to 15 years if you don't make enough money to be able to sustain yourself indefinitely. I highly, highly, highly encourage 2 incomes are always better than 1. Right? So we have to adjust to what's coming because it's not going away. It is coming. And you have to figure out as men and women how to diversify your skill set to buy yourself additional time. If you do not do these things, you will be in the homeless shelter. The rates of foreclosures is going up. Repossessions of cars, student loan debts are kicking back in.
It's tight.
And whose rate of unemployment went up the highest in the last 6 months?
I don't even think we gotta say it.
Exactly. So, and that's not a coming at black.
No, we
thing.
get it. We get it.
This is an early warning sign that as more and more AI develops and more jobs decrease, you're now competing with the most competitive people in the country. And forget if we still had open borders, who you'd be competing with. So this is a warning to you that there may come a period where you may have to wait 6 months or longer to get a job as a cashier.
Damn.
So it would behoove you to not just prioritize your career, but also prioritize a relationship. Build wealth together. Pour into each other. Don't let the gender war social media stuff kind of trick you out your spot and trick you into thinking that the opposite sex has no inherent value. They do. It is imperative for you to work on your stuff, heal from your past decisions and choices and trauma, and prioritize not trying to do life alone. I'm, as a man, telling you, you need to get with men that have resources or have the ability to be resourceful. I'm not telling you to be a gold digger. I am telling you that if something were to happen to me, at least my wife has the means and ability to make income. If something were to happen to her, at least I have the means and ability to hold down the fort. But when you're gambling when you hold everything in and keep so everything is on your own. So that would be more or less what my warning and suggestion is, because that's by 2035, 2040, a lot of these jobs won't exist anymore.
They won't. I truly don't believe they will.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but I think that's what we're actually looking at. I think most of they're coming for these jobs, and there's nothing we can do about it. Most of them are going to be gone, and it's a shame that we're probably going to be facing a situation where we have to just have some type of income, like we're all going to be on welfare. It makes for a simple life, but
in some ways, and you're going to give up a whole lot of freedoms to experience that. That's what comes with it.
I don't know if we're ready for that.
It's something that
sounds scary. That part right there, letting go of your freedoms. I don't like the sound of that part, but it's probably inevitable.
If we as a community and as men and women, both of the black community and Americans in general, if we don't wise up to what's coming our way and see what the World Economic Forum, the WEF, and other globalist groups are pushing for and towards, if you don't see what's coming and you're not getting your finances and wealth in order over the next 5, 10, 15 years, you're going to be in a position where you're stuck and have to accept whatever the state has to offer versus being able to relocate to another country where your money goes further along.
Well, those are some very interesting thoughts and some very interesting points that was made in this video today. Interesting how AI is coming, and as we've seen in my previous video, as I spoke to you folks, it is coming, and it is very smart. It is replacing a lot of powerful people in positions because it has the ability to do so. I would say, if you look at it like this, if you take the job that you're working at right now and you use that as a opportunity to build some wealth for yourself, meaning you take that ability to make the money at that job and you invest a little bit into creating your own business or your own opportunity or your own learning ability to learn how to gain some more skills in using AI or learning how to build the tools for the future, I think that will set you up. And that's the reason why I had embraced AI. I saw these signs on the wall a long time ago and I got really scared for myself, like, man, I got to figure out something and what I'm going to do to keep elevating myself into the future. Well, folks, as you've seen this information here, I think we touched on some great topics today, and this is exactly why I want y'all here for Views and Vibes, man. So I appreciate y'all watching this episode. Again, this is Views and Vibes, man. You kicking it with your boy Asa Spade, man. Sometimes we're gonna get into some real talk, sometimes we're gonna get into some funny stuff, sometimes we just finna get in the mood. That's how we do it, y'all. So I'm glad y'all came here and I'm glad y'all enjoying it. It's your boy Asa Spade, and y'all keep it locked right here on Views and Vibes. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Cheers.
Thank you for watching. Here we go. Yeah. Together we'll rise. Together we grow. Smooth like silk. Yeah. Let the baseline flow. Yeah. No. Yeah. Views and vibes, we keep it alive. Asa Spade, yeah, the rhythms our drive. From the west where the sun sets low. Neo soul groove with a gangster glow.